Thanks for tuning in to Black Twitter Talk. Today we are talking the Sister Slay, Solange on SNL, Beyonce at the CMAs, Lil Wayne on Black Lives Matter, and the post-2016 election. Stay tuned. Hey guys, I'm your host Angie Skates. Thanks for tuning in to Black Twitter Talk. I'm so glad to be back. We missed y'all. Hey. You can find me on Twitter at Angie_Skates. Where can I find you, girl?
What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Kels. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at The Urban Gypsy LA. Too much sauce. Hey.
We turned up tonight. At least we're trying to be. That's DJ Esco and what? Future? Lil Uzi?
I don't know.
I don't know either. But that's my jam. Hey. So, y'all saw Solange on SNL, right? Y'all already know how much we love that album. A Seat at the Table.
We love the album. We love Solange. So anytime we can talk about her,
we're going to do that. We're going to do just that. So this is her first live performance off of this album, A Seat at the Table, and she did 2 songs on SNL, and Sister slayed, okay?
She slayed.
She had
for the cause.
Yes, she did. What did she do? She did Cranes in the Sky, which is one of my faves off that album, and then Don't Touch My Hair. Mm-hmm. She was giving me Minnie Riperton all day.
Especially on the Don't Touch My Hair one, right?
Yeah, man. And then even the Cranes in the Sky, the headdress that she wore and her costume, it was very Minnie Riperton-esque.
That one with the headpiece, she looked like a dream catcher. I thought that was so dope.
And who did the headdress? It was a girl. I think she's a Howard alum. Her name is Shawnee Crow. I think she said it took like 52 hours to put that together.
Yeah, she handmade it. And it was really tight how it kind of moved a little bit, too. It was really dope.
And it was like synthetic hair weaved into it with the jewels, and it was so dope.
Yes,
I really enjoyed that.
And I just love the performance because, like you said, it was giving us Minnie Riperton vibes, but at the same time, I also just love the simplicity in her set and the simplicity in the choreography. And it's so different from like a Beyonce where we look at it, we're looking for the choreography and all the dancing, and then Solange literally choreographed her own stuff and keeps it real simple and to the point.
Like, it was a very spiritual experience for me just to see her in all white. Like, she does that so well.
Yeah.
And her background singers
and the band.
Yeah,
it was so funky.
She was jamming with Sampha. He has a new album out too. But she does her choreography, but she reminded me of that old Baptist church kind of a praise dance kind of
with some Soul Train,
like yeah. It was so good. And on Twitter, I saw a lot of footage of her whole family there. Her son, her husband, Beyonce, Mama
Jay-Z.
Tina, Jay-Z, and they were all there to show support. I love that family.
Me too.
It kind of reminds me of my own.
Somebody had tweeted, I heard Cranes in the Sky at the function last night, and it was just as many guys vibing out as women were. It was great to see.
She did that one for the culture.
Yeah, like I feel like everybody is vibing out to it, and I'm so happy
not
for
everybody. Apparently, there are a lot of people, not Black Twitter. It was other Twitter that wasn't vibing with it at all. They didn't like it. What do you mean, don't touch your hair?
Oh, you know what? I saw somebody also post that, well, if Solange doesn't want us to touch her hair, she should tell her sister to stop wearing ours.
Wearing y'all's what?
Hair, and they had a picture of her with her blonde hair, and then somebody clapped back and said something like, honey, that's Malaysian, and something like, it ain't your hair.
Okay, and we've talked about this ad nauseum. Like, there are lots of Black women that have naturally straight hair.
Right.
And we could.
And that's not even the point of the song.
It's
like,
not.
Even Beyonce's hair, if you want to call it white, you can't touch her hair either. How about that?
Not touch it.
You know
I remember one time I was at work in Vegas. I was doing a trade show. Don't ask me what it was for. Mind your business. But this guy just comes up to me and just like puts his hands in my hair like, oh my God, you're so cute. And I clapped back at him so hard. He was so distraught. Like, what did I do wrong? Like, would you do that to any other woman? Like, just come up and take clumps of her hair like this on both sides?
We're not puppies.
Like,
we're not at a petting
don't
zoo.
pet me. I'm a full human being. Thank
Seriously.
you. Anyway, so that was SNL. Dave Chappelle just did his SNL debut.
I have some things to say about that.
What?
Too. Well, I was gonna save it for when we get to the other stuff, but what?
Okay, well, make sure you interject because now I'm curious. But Sister Slay. So Solange is doing her thing over here on SNL. She had, I think her album is back down to number 3 because Lemonade is back up to number 1. This is why we call that the Sister Slay. So but Beyonce steals the CMAs. Ayy. Not only did she steal the CMAs scrubbed any existence of Beyonce being there.
So when you say they scrubbed the existence, what do you mean by that?
They took all of the footage off their website, their social media. There was none. And the reason why is because there were a lot of people, not Black Twitter, but other Twitter, that was really upset by Beyonce's performance. They were saying that she's not a country artist. We should only reserve the stage for true country music.
Boy, bye.
But yes, yet and still, if you know the history of the CMAs, which I don't, I had to look it up because I'm not really into country music, but I really like that Daddy Lesson song.
I love that song.
That's one of my faves. They have a pop act perform a duet with country music stars every award show.
Oh, they do?
They do. They've had Justin Timberlake in the past, Ariana Grande. Even Ray Charles has done a set like a long time ago at the CMAs here.
And Justin and Ariana don't have no song that has any resemblance of country music.
So I think like the big problem here was the fact that Beyonce was Black. I don't think they like the Dixie Chicks much either, though.
They don't sound like they like the Dixie Chicks. The funny thing is, the Dixie Chicks is probably one of the only country artists that I did like back in the day.
So when I saw
I'm like,
that
why they don't like them?
Yeah, when they had a duet, I'm like, oh, this is good. It was a good performance.
It was a good performance. There were a couple of times when the Dixie Chicks was off key, and I noticed Beyonce had to chime in, and because she don't mess with that.
Beyonce kind of drowned them out with the vocals, but again, they're playing instruments at the same time, and I know how incredibly difficult that is. So they're like splitting their talents, playing and singing. Beyonce's voice is her instrument, so I kind of attribute it to that.
I just loved it because she added that element of funk to it as well. Ooh. I felt like it was less country. It felt more New Orleans funk.
Her band though, did you see the sax player? Or no, was he playing the trumpet? Somebody on the horns. He was getting down, though. It was so good.
But here's my thing. You guys want to complain about Beyonce being at the Country Music Awards, but where were y'all when Macklemore won Best New Hip Hop Artist and Kendrick Lamar? So it's like there's always cross-lateral, I don't think this should happen, yada, yada. But at least she actually had a country song. And
she
it was
did,
a good song.
And it was a good song. And a lot of people were saying they're mad because Adele is nominated for a Soul Train Award or something like that.
Is she?
Yeah. And then they was like, well, Beyonce did the CMAs. You can't have it both ways.
Goodbye. I don't even. Okay.
So apparently, okay, so the CMAs, they at the time that it aired, it was up against some kind of sporting event, so they were really worried about the ratings. But the ratings for the CMAs jumped 6,000% during a 6-minute segment, and of course it was when Beyonce was on stage. But they released a statement later saying that the footage that they removed wasn't approved for some kind of reason or other, and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, they were saying that Beyonce's team didn't approve it. That she had her own cameraman shoot, and that was all she approved to be on like social media and stuff. And
Black Twitter was like, we got receipts, boo boo. So they were like screenshotting old stuff that they had posted. Like, no, like, what are you talking about? So I don't know, CMAs, y'all got some splaining to do.
I mean, if you're gonna use her for your ratings, you
might
gotta
as well
keep
just
supporting
use her.
Like, you can't flip flop because
Beehive will come
people
after you.
Be mad about it. You got what you wanted, right? The ratings.
Anyway, Beyonce did that. She did that country stuff. She's from Texas. We started that country stuff anyway.
And you can tell just from her and Solange both, they've been influenced by tons of genre. Like, they're not just one style of music.
Yeah, it's definitely a fusion that you can see. But anyway, can we talk about Lil Wayne? Wait, first of all, Dave Chappelle, are you going to interject that later?
Yeah,
Okay. I just want to make sure you didn't forget. Lil Wayne. I know you guys all, or maybe you didn't hear, I don't know where you've been, but in a Nightline interview that aired on ABC, he talks about how he kind of just dismisses the whole Black Lives Matter movement anyway. He goes, Black Lives Matter, what is that? You know, my life matter to my bitches, and like whatever he said.
That?
Yes, he did.
I think I must have blocked that part out, Lil Wayne. Why did you say that?
He says I'm connected to this do-rag, and he pulls it out his pocket, and he goes, I'm rich.
I must not have saw the whole thing. The clip I saw must have gypped me because I didn't see I'm connected to the do-rag.
Oh.
What do-rag, Lil Wayne?
He's a blood. Or he...
Shut up.
Yeah.
I'm mad now because I didn't even see the whole clip.
Oh. Well, apparently he transcends race because he's rich, or he doesn't feel connected to it because he's not a politician. And his team tried really hard to get the video not to air. But apparently what happened, he released a statement after, Black Twitter went after him. T.I. even made a statement about him. Vic Mensa. A lot of people were speaking out against his ignorance and his arrogance, quite frankly.
Seriously. As they should.
Yeah. But he said that they had asked a question prior to that portion of the interview about his daughter that really made him upset. So he was just done with everything then.
So what did they ask him about the daughter?
They asked him, since you rap about bitches and hoes and blah, 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 is your daughter a bitch or a hoe? I mean, which is a valid question. If I was an interviewer, I would not be opposed to asking that kind of question.
Right. I think that's a good question as an interviewer, to get to some deep shit. But as a father, I would have been like,
yeah, my daughter's off limits.
Interview. Yeah, we're not talking about that.
Yeah.
But that's what he gets. But at the same time, I kind of feel like, why would people expect anything different? I feel like we're always in this age of where we're wondering why celebrities don't speak out and do stuff. Well, I'm starting to think we shouldn't have them speak out about a lot of things because they say some ignorant shit.
I don't know why anybody's looking to what Lil Wayne has to say about Black Lives Matter anyway.
Exactly.
He's a known drug addict. And
he looked high in the interview.
He was probably, I'm sure. And you know what? I think what happened was, because he had a feature on A Seat at the Table, Solange's album, Mad, and it was a great feature. It was like Lil Wayne in his truest form, years and years ago before all of the use of the drug caught up with him. And I feel like he got some juice from Shea Butter Twitter. And we were kind of excited about, maybe this would roll into some, good stuff coming from him. But nah.
I went back. I've been listening
to Mad. That juice dried
up. I've been listening to Mad all day, and I was looking at the lyrics because that crossed my mind too. And I saw in his lyrics he was talking about money.
He was talking about money, but he was also talking about his attempted suicide, and how he was mad that he failed at that. And when I look at Lil Wayne in that interview, I see somebody who is sick. He is sick.
Part of it seems tied to money.
Yeah, and it's a sickness. And it's funny because even in some of his concerts, I was reading on Twitter, a lot of people were posting sound bites from him at a concert in August of this year where he's screaming Black Lives Matter. So I guess he just, because of his class and his money, where he is socially, he can pick and choose when he is black and when he connects with the community.
I don't think he's the only one, though.
Absolutely
I think a lot
not.
of people do that. And then I also saw an interview with Toya Wright, one of his long-term relationship and mother of his child, on The Breakfast Club, and she was saying that when he speak, and this was before this interview aired, she was saying if he doesn't know about Black Lives Matter or other things in politics or what's going on, he literally just doesn't know. He doesn't pay attention, he doesn't listen to stuff, he lives in his own world. But I'm to that extent, as a black man, there's no way that you can be that much in a bubble, and if you are, you might need to get out of it.
He's been in jail. I know you can see the ramifications of where we've come as a black people in this country when you are in an institution like jail. And you're from the South. I'm sorry, bruh. I don't care how much money you have.
I feel like we just got a different view of what a house nigga looks like. Because he's I'm good. I got money, so I'm good chucking and jiving, cooning or whatever, because I got in the house, so it don't matter. We're used to the house Negro looking a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Visually, that's not what his role is, but apparently that's how he feels about it.
He issued an apology. I guess he's sorry for not connecting to other black people. I think a lot of people historically have said this, but none of us are free unless all of us are. So right. I don't know, Lil Wayne, maybe you should pick up a book every now and again. Leave a lean alone, bruh. You know what? People have been on fire about this for the last, year and a half, the election, and it's finally over. And, Donald Trump is president-elect, and it has caused a lot of different reactions from different people. Yes. And we want to spend a little bit of time talking about that. Mm-hmm. Okay. Y'all already know how we feel about Donald Trump. But I think it's interesting the dialogue that has been happening amongst white women, white liberals. Apparently, a lot of y'all are shocked that America is racist. They are just shocked and appalled. Like, where have you been?
Where have you guys been?
Do you not know the history of America?
Are they shocked that it was racist, or are they shocked that many women voted for him because he's not only racist, he's misogynistic?
He's sexist, misogynistic. I don't know. I don't know what it is. What do you think?
I don't know, but I noticed that we have all these rallies now, and it's all these people out here, and it's majority white from what I've seen, in comparison to like a Black Lives Matter protest. And I'm like, where were y'all when we were protesting for our issues? Why weren't y'all out there supporting us? But okay, fine, y'all go out there. I just think it's interesting though that we haven't seen any like police issues with the protests. Like, these are peaceful protests that are allowed to be peaceful, and they're not
huge.
They're ginormous,
huge,
and there's nobody's bothering them. They're
nobody's
just free to do it.
Nobody's shooting rubber bullets. Nobody's killing people. Nobody's
not that
calling
I
them
want
terrorists.
that to happen. Like, I'm glad to see it. It's beautiful to see all these people come out and do that. But it's just interesting when you look at them parallel.
I think it's interesting that there are a lot of white liberals that are saying that we should give Trump a try. I've even had people ask me, do I really think Trump is racist? Because they don't think he is. They think that he was just pandering to that population down south to get their vote. And I'm just like, really, after everything that's been said, after everything that's been done, and you really asking me that question? Like, cause go.
I think that's just people people's fear talking, and they're just wishing and hoping that he's not as bad as he's projected himself to be. But I don't think that that's the case. And also, that was one of the things Dave Chappelle, like, he was on Saturday Night Live and he did a monologue, and he did a couple of skits on Saturday Night Live. And when he ended his monologue, he said, what did he say, you guys? He said, I'm going to give Donald Trump a chance, and we, the historically disenfranchised, hopes he gives us one too. He wasn't saying, and because they also got on Oprah, because she kind of said something like that
let's
too.
Let's talk about, I got some stuff to say about Obama too. Sure.
But I think people are like, at this point, you can't change the fact that he's going to be our next president.
No, but we're starting to see this wave of humanizing this man who's been a monster in the media for the last however long, and you have Oprah saying, what did she say? Something about
hope.
Yeah, like, I have no hope for his presidency. I have no hope for the people that he's appointing to office. I have no hope. I think Donald Trump is a racist, sexist, bigoted, xenophobic jerk, and I'm not with it. He's #not my president.
I mean, I agree 100. I feel like I'm just, I'm not happy about it. But at the same time, it's like, what can you do? So I understand the people who are like, okay, well, let's just hope he's not as bad as he could be. But here's my thing. It was how bad he is or isn't, there's only so much we can do about that. Like, there's only so much we can hope and wish, because it's not just him that needs, like, changing. It's the whole system. My issue... What, you want to go?
No, go.
My issue is more so the people in the communities that I feel like he's going to raise up. I feel like when Obama was in presidency, he empowered a lot of black people to be on another level and to, like, just black excellence all around. So when you have this man who has represented all these negative things, it makes me nervous about what he's going to raise up in all these people.
We've already seen a lot of incidents happen around the country that have been extremely racist, targeted towards black people, Muslim people, LGBTQ community,
Asians, Latinos, everybody.
It's crazy. And I think that we are going to continue to see more of that because their leader is in office. He's a hate-mongering...
It's like he just said, okay, it's okay to do that.
And he's not saying anything publicly against it. There's David Duke, the head of the KKK. They're holding a rally in North Carolina in celebration of Trump's presidency. Nobody is condemning this. Like, right. It's crazy. I
I have a friend that told me about a friend of hers or a family member, a black men, a group of men. They were in a UCLA area, like around Westwood, and a group of white boys drove up on them and said some racial things and pulled out guns on them and said, if there weren't so many witnesses, we would shoot you right now.
I think we're going to continue to see a lot of that. And honestly, it
resembles Jim Crow.
It is. Like, this is history repeating itself. I've even had a lot of my white liberal friends come to me and tell me stories that they've experienced racism, which is crazy in white America, right? And obviously these things would have never happened had it not been for Donald Trump's rise to the highest office in the land. And it's scary, but like, welcome to the America that we've all known.
Yeah.
As black minority people, LGBTQ marginalized groups. This is the America that we live in every single day.
Right.
I think what is historical about, first of all, we need to get rid of the Electoral College.
Yeah.
I think that is a notion that is outdated, and I think the whole reason why it was put into place back in the 1800s is because white slave holders, white men who were only allowed to vote then, they counted their slaves as part of their vote 3/5. And this is something. And even after that whole thing, 60 years later, slavery was abolished. But like, we need a new way of our democratic process, because it clearly doesn't work, because Hillary Clinton won the popular vote.
Because if it was a democracy, then the popular vote would have been reflected in who won.
Yes. Also, what is historic about this election is that this is the first one that we've had since the Supreme Court has done away with the Voting Rights Act. This is the first time that we didn't have an actual polling place.
Yeah. They wanted us to mail it in.
Yeah, and I walked mine into a polling place because I didn't trust all that. But there were extremely long lines, and it profiles marginalized people, black people, poor people. It's crazy. And I think that says a lot, too, about this election turnout as well.
Even I was reading somewhere, someone suggested that even on the days when we vote, that we should have that day off of work. Like, trying to even get to the polls is a hassle. So it's like, if this is important and it's about our country, why are we struggling to vote? It makes no sense.
Because I think it's interesting, too. Like, we had a chance to elect the first woman president, and even white women voted against that.
Like half.
Over half, 52% of white women voted for Trump. Like, why? Why would you do that? He doesn't like.
I don't understand why.
I don't get it. Like, you had a chance to make his.
I mean, I guess some people may have done it for religious reasons. They like the idea that he was pro-life.
Apparently, he's flip-flopping on a lot of the things that he said he would do, like building walls and deconstructing Obamacare and.
Well, yeah, now it's not a full wall. It's a wall in some areas and then a fence in other areas. Obamacare, I think he wants to keep it for people, like, if you're still living with your parents, you get extended, and I forget what the other thing. So there's pieces of it he does want to keep. So maybe, I think that's the part when people are like, well, maybe he's not, because I don't think he really thought he was going to win. So now that he's winning, now that he's won, he has to like really think about the shit that he was saying.
I'm really concerned about the people that he's actually going to appoint to office.
Right.
Like, they're pretty scary, some of these people. Even his vice president. Like, I'm scared. I think it's interesting that a lot of celebrities, one athlete in particular, Colin Kaepernick, he didn't vote at all. Being that he lives in California, which obviously is progressive and voted for Hillary by the masses, but still, like, he said to him it didn't matter either way. And I kind of understand him and his sentiment in that too, because we have this thing where Donald is extreme left, extreme right. And Hillary, we always say this, it's a lesser of the two evils. And I think as a Democratic, first of all, I think it's incredibly arrogant that we boil down every ideology, every moral compass, every background down to these two parties, right. Liberal, Republican, Democratic. I think that's incredibly arrogant. But again, in the same breath, I think in order to recover from the next 4 years, what the Democratic Party is going to have to do is to go which one's my left hand? way far left, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, because if the Democratic Party put up there who we wanted, which was Bernie Sanders, then we wouldn't have been in this position right now. More people would have went out to vote, and that's why I think people felt like already, well, my vote doesn't matter because I voted for Bernie. I didn't want Hillary.
Right.
So, and then I feel like Hillary just focused so much on trying to get the black vote and using celebrities and whatever. And it's like, no, it's not that. It's you. Like, what are you standing for? What do you really want? Like, you're not really, you're just trying to use your celebrity and think that you're about to jump off of or piggyback off of Barack Obama. Yeah. Like, you're not Barack Obama.
You're not Barack Obama, and black people clearly were not the problem in this election in supporting Hillary Clinton. 80% of black men voted for Hillary Clinton. 93% of black women voted for Hillary, and we don't even like Hillary like that much. Like, there were a lot of problems in her policy and her platform in her past that affected us directly, and we weren't even with it, but we went out and voted for her anyway. And you have white women who had the mirror image of themselves running for the highest office in the nation, and they didn't even show up for her. Like, so that says a lot about it.
Did she show up for them? What? Oh, did you hear about them doing a white women's march? Not a white women's march. I'm sorry, a million women's march.
Like, okay, first of all, no, you have foregone your face of feminism. No. You're not the face of feminism. I'm sorry. You voted against your interest. Like, no, you can't be the face of feminism if you voted for bigoted Donald.
Well, I think other white women are wondering, like, what was wrong with you? Why didn't you vote for her? We can't put them all in that same boat.
Right. But 52% of y'all did. So I'm going to have to say, unless you open this up and make feminism more of a solidarity between women, like women, not just white women, all women.
Somebody said on Black Twitter, black women, don't you go to that march. Said they're gonna throw rocks at the white women, but they will kill your black ass. And I'm like, dang, that's kind of real.
It is real. I don't know. It's getting hot in here.
I know, it really is.
I don't know what the fate of America will be, but I just hope that we really affect change within the whole entire democratic process so that this does not happen again.
Right.
I love my country. I love where I'm from. I love who I am. I love where I'm at in life. And I just, on an individual level, will continue to, I guess, I don't know, do the work. I don't know what that means.
I feel the same way. Like, I was just in shock. Well, I wasn't even shocked, but I cried, I screamed, I was upset about it. But at the same time, it just made me like do some inner work or start some inner work to figure out what can I do personally to help or to push forward and to just affect change in my own community, in my own circle of friends and whatnot.
I think within my own circle of friends, because I do have a lot of white women friends, I think it's opened up a dialogue in a way that it has not ever been before. And I'm really grateful for that, for them being able to kind of see my perspective, because I feel before they were so close to it. But a lot of them ate their words on that day and opened and were gracious and allowed a sort of connectivity that was never really that genuine before to kind of flow. And I'm really grateful for that. And I'm hoping to see more of that.
Right.
But black women, we did our thing for this election. We ran on all levels of government and we won on all levels of government. Kamala Harris. Is it Kamala or Kamala?
Kamala.
Ooh, put your phone on silent, girl. You so raggedy for that. So, Kamala Harris won. She is the U.S. Senator, right?
Yes.
My phone is never on loud.
I don't care anymore. Lisa Rochester Blunt, she won in the U.S. House of Representatives. There's so many of us. Val Demings, she won in the U.S. House of Representatives in Florida. Atisha Scott, state representative. Ilhan Omar, state representative. And not just black women, just women in general. Like, we
of color.
Asians too. Like we won in a lot of different levels of government, and I'm really hopeful about that as well. So there are a lot of dismal things that happened in this election, but there are some good things that came out of it. And I don't know what the presidency holds.
None of us do, but we just have
I
to
believe in the people in America.
Yeah, we have to be more supportive of each other. We have to do the soul and spirit work. We have to physically be ready for whatever could happen too. You just never really know.
Yeah, and I think we should start to listen to black women on Twitter more.
We need to just start listening to each other more.
Yeah, but like black women called it.
Yeah, man.
We did.
We be calling it.
We call it a lot, and y'all just be late to the party.
Yeah,
y'all. So welcome to the party, y'all.
Y'all be thinking we just angry and mad and ranting about stupid shit all the time.
Like
no, we don't want to be mad. We don't want to be angry.
We just telling the truth, y'all.
Yeah, we can see it.
We love all of y'all.
We do,
because we love ourselves. Anyway.
Don't hurt yourself.
No, don't play yourself. We had a lot of sauce today, y'all.
Too much sauce.
Hey. Thanks for tuning in. That is our show. Kelly, you can step outside and take a phone call now.
I don't even know who that was. I'm mad.
You can find, I'm your host. I'm Angie Skates. You can find me on Twitter at Angie_Skates and on the gram at Big_Ange.
You already know. I'm your girl, Kels. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at The Urban Gypsy LA.
See y'all next week.
From executives Keven Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in. The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.